Okay, let's start the webinar. Hi, everybody. Alex Aploy from Expert Forex. As normal, if you do have comments, questions, or remarks, please send them through using the chat facility, and I'll do my best to answer your questions and comments. We've got quite a few people in the room, but a lot of people are shy and they don't send through. But so please send through any comments as we go through the webinar. Um, in recent webinars, what I've been doing is I've been using a clean screen approach. In other words, I'll wipe everything off the charts and I start from scratch. And I'm going to do that again for this webinar. And let me share my screen straight away. Sometimes I forget to do that, and that is problematic. And let's have a look at what has happened. So here's the previous analysis. Now, this is 2 days ago. We didn't have one on Wednesday, but you can see the arrows here. Obviously, this arrow was wrong. We were looking at a bounce, and even it looked like the RSI was breaking out there. So that was a bad trade. Although from a channel trading point of view, this was a good channel trade because you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 bounce, and it was going for 5, or you could take it as 4 if you don't want to take that point. It was going for 5, and as we know, when there's a fail swing. Now, fail swing is when it doesn't reach the other side and turns around and breaks out to the other side. That is the alternative way of trading channels, and a fail swing is a good indication that there will be a breakout, and that's in fact what happened there. So that was quite a good channel trade in the end. Obviously, you would have to watch that one for a while to take advantage of that channel trade. This one, not sure how far back that one went. No, we can't claim credit for that. But this one certainly was a nice breakout to the bottom. Not much there. Only about 60 pips, so nothing to write home about. And then let's have a look at the other 4-hour charts. Now I'm going to focus on the 4-hour charts because those are my favorite ones for trading. And here's a nice one. There was a pure breakout, and I don't think there was a confirmation on the RSI. Oh yeah, no, that was close enough to be a confirmation, I think. So there's a bit of a mixed bag of successes and failures last week. And there's 1 year on the pound yen, which was a really beautiful success. You can see the run that happened there, and a lot of the trading over the last few weeks have moved towards trend line violations on the price charts, and you can see how beautiful some of these trend line violations when confirmed with the RSI. Now again, there's the confirmation on the RSI. You even have a few divergences there, so that all good. And so what we'll do today is we'll look for similar signals. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to just clean all the charts, and we'll start again. Those are clean, and again, I'm going to focus on the 4-hour charts and clean those. And then I'm going to start looking for signals that appear to be happening, and there are quite a few, I think, happening at the moment. So here's one: the yen. There's a couple of signals that's saying that it wants to go up, and here's the one. So we have a trend line violation there, supported by a trend line violation on the RSI, supported by a sort of divergence. It's not a really strong one, but a divergence there. It's as I said, it's just a spike divergence. Actually is that's the movement of the actual price, and there is a divergence there. So there's a nice setup there for a buy. Let's just have we can have a look at how good that setup is by opening it up a little bit. and looking at more information, like for instance, let's just see if that's a potential channel there. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, so that could be a 3 bounce channel. Also, let's have a look for some support and resistance levels here. All right, that's too high. Yeah, that could be a support. You see, there's good support, good resistance, good support. There's support, resistance. Look at that resistance there. So that could be taken as a bounce on support. So there's a lot of things saying that this could be a nice run upwards. So let's have a look at anything else. So that's a clear one that looks good. This one looks good too. Let's have a look at this one. And that's the CAD. Again, on the RSI, we have a very, very strong divergence. Just look at this divergence here. Now, this is a genuine divergence. So the price, the tops of the price is going up, the tops of the divergence is going down. That's a very strong divergence. And then we have a trend line running up the side there like that. So this certainly looks like a potential sell. It has to break the trend line though, and I would wait for the break of the trend line. But certainly that looks like a setup for a sell trying to happen. Let's have a look if there's upper resistance that might be. Oops, there we are. All right, I was looking here because look at that support. Look at that resistance. There's support again. There's resistance again, and there's elements of support over there. So not a bad. So we're also saying that it could be bouncing on resistance at the top, and so we have a good setup here. RSI divergence, trendline violation here at the top, again divergence, and a resistance bounce. Again, a good setup. So you'll find that the market today is a good day. We're seeing quite a few of these kind of setups. Sometimes there isn't much in the market. Okay, I'm not going to. We'll come and have a look at these again later. This is okay. So this is the 4-hour. All right. So there's a similar setup there on the Euro Oz. Just increase the size. Increase the size a bit more because now you can see the difference. Have a look at the differences in candles. Now you see that even there, the size of the wicks and things like that. See, these candles are quite normal shapes. All that coming down. Coming down here, the wicks are increasing, and all that. But now look at the wicks at the moment. It's all over the place with long wicks. So there's a lot of whipsaw action happening in this currency at the moment. It's going all over the show, and it's not a happy currency from that point of view. But certainly here's our trading, not a trend line, that a trading opportunity, because we have this kind of setup. It has gone overbought there, it has gone oversold, and we have a nice divergence here again. And can you see the setup? It's just a pretty simple one to see. And then what we need to see is if there is any form of a resistance at the top. So that's most probably an area of support and resistance, but there might be a let me just see something over here. Let's say just looking over here, resistance, not very clear over here. In fact, I think if you go up a bit, it's must be a bit clearer. Well, it's very vague, but that's more or less a area of support and resistance. It's not very very good. It's put all over the show there. But I think we've got enough here to say that there is an element of resistance at the top here. And should this come again, you know, the confirmation is that trend line violation, and that trend line violation, should those happen, then certainly going south would be a good trade. Okay, and then let's just make that a little bit smaller and see. So with a trend, sell. Just trying to see if there's anything else here. So there's not a sort of channel. I don't think it's a perfect one, but it's not perfect, but it's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it seems to want to go to 5 there, but let's see if it topples over. So there, so we picked up quite a few nice setups. You know, the classical RSI trading setup with a trend line as resistance here. Now, here's another one that one could take as that. And when I'm trading, I'm looking for a good trend and then some exhaustion. That's what I'm looking for. And here's what here you can see a few things. There's been a double top. See, there's a double top there. It has reached an area of resistance. Let's see. Yeah, oh, there we are, spot on. I was taking those points, that point there. So it has also reached an area of resistance. So again, can you see a similar setup? There's the trend line. I'll just refine it a bit. And then here's the RSI, which has got 2 nice mounds, and it has gone oversold and has gone overbought. So that's all good. And that is an RSI sell setup, because if it goes underneath there, it will sell. So so it's battling a bit there, and it's battling a bit there. So, but certainly you need to wait for the violation, and if it does violate, you take that sell there. But can you see the pattern? The only thing that this one doesn't have, oh no, it has. Sorry, I'm sorry. It has a strong divergence. Can you see there's a double top? And in fact, from there's a divergence, and from there's so the divergence actually runs from here. That's going up, and that's going down. So there is a strong divergence. Again, a classical setup, trend line violation, and bounce at the top there. Okay, so we're doing well tonight. Any comments, remarks from the deals that we've seen so far? I think they are pretty good setups. Okay, mainly observers. So let's have a look. Here's another one forming right here. See, there's the double top. There's the divergence, and there could be something like that happening, and we could have something like that happening. So again, very similar setup. Let's just have a look at, and this is a very strong level of support and resistance. Can you see right there? A lot of support. Try to break through, bounce, broke through, very similar to there, and then you needed a cannon to break through the support, and it's again bounced off that. So again, we're getting a pretty good setup. We're getting very similar repeating setups here: trend line, divergence, and we have to wait for that trend line to. You see, it might carry on, in which case, you know, then the pending order wouldn't activate, but we would wait for that. But the setup is there. We just have to wait for it to mature. So we've got similar setups all over the show like that. Now, I used to be, I still have a bit of a problem that I can only see sell trades, and in the past I used to trade with a mirror on my desk, so I would look for sell trades on the charts and I'd look for buy trades in the mirror. So that I can see if I can find buy trades. And here's a potential buy trade. It's not a very good one. It's a weakish one because this is making new lows. So it's not really the greatest one, but there's a potential one there. And then the reason why I say that is there's a divergence here and there's something going down, something like that. So there's a strong divergence happening here. There is a trend line violation. It is too steep to take notice of. I would wait until the 50 line gets violated before I trade this one. But certainly there is a trade sitting there. Let's just look at this in a little bit more detail. Okay, all right. There's quite a bit of support and resistance we can look at here. So where it is virtually on support and resistance there. Sort of there. Quite on. Oh, so it has broken through. Danger here is that it could be just when the price breaks through support like that, it goes back and retests the breakout point and then goes on. So this is a dicey one. The angle of that is way too sharp. We want that trend line to cross near the 50 line. So this is a risky one, but certainly starting to set up for a buy. Let's have a look. All of them are set. I mean, everything is setting up for a reversal. For instance, there's two spikes over there saying that it's hitting some form of well, you can see the resistance it's hitting, the support it's hitting. There it is. So it is hitting that support. It's battling to get through. It's trying again. You can see there's the red candle, and the next tough level it will reach is there. So again, this is too early to jump in. It's too steep. You'd have to wait a little bit for more signals to happen. But certainly there is a potential buy area there. Where I've put the arrows is a potential buy area. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. And I'm just going to mark. Okay, that's you see, that's resistance. Cannon going through, cannon coming down, resistance, and yeah, I think that's good enough. Let's have a look at another line. All right. See if there's another line. There must be another one somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, they're roughly there. Support, cannon, resistance, cannon, support. Yeah, so no, that's more. That's okay. So so again, this is it's not really an RSI trade, but I would say the chances of a bounce on that in that area are strong, although the RSI isn't setting up for a trade yet. These are too early. These are a little bit more risky trades than normal. So you're looking at maybe a break of that trend line before you start trading, but it's likely to bounce where I've put my Arrow, we'll see. We'll see next week whether I was right or not. Okay, but these other ones are, you know, where there's an RSI divergence. Those are the ones to look for. Okay, let's have a look. I think that's it for tonight. There's a nice breakout already happening. This one's running. That one I said is a potential. But you see, if I'm wrong, it will just shoot out and it won't activate the sell. This one is not setting up very nicely in terms of it's starting to diverge. You can see here's a divergence, but it's still early. It's still forming the divergence, so it's too early to actually say anything. And the trend line is very far away. So the actual buy signal would be over here somewhere. So it's a long way still. And this could run, let's have a look if it could run to over there. A little bit higher. Yeah, that's it. See support, resistance, support. Okay, so if you want to buy this one, that's a good place to do it. Most probably, oops, wrong way. Maybe that's a Freudian slip. There we are. Okay, so it looks like it wants to go down quite a bit. But that might be a buy area. The RSI will also be in a better shape if it reaches that area to buy. All right. Right, so let's have a look again at US dominance. We've got a strengthening USD, a strengthening USD, strengthening USD, strengthening USD, strengthening USD, and strengthening USD. So there is still an element of US dominance in the charts at the moment. Okay, let's have a look. Question, Euro franc could be interesting, especially as my broker just reduced the leverage of all the franc pairs. Euro franc, I don't think that's one that I trade but let's have a look. Euro franc. Okay, looks as you can see when last I did this one, so let's just get rid of these things. This is monthly, weekly, daily, and 4 hours. So I don't even have, all right, I'm going to just change this to a different configuration: weekly, daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And let's have a look. All right. 4 hour, 1 hour. Ooh, ooh, look. When a currency has spikes like that, it means it's being managed by the market or by somebody. You can see I mean, these candles are just unrealistic almost. The spikiness of the candles, it's just, this is whipsaw. So obviously somebody is saying, hey, you stay in this range, you know. So there's a lot of management going on here. So that would cause me to be a little bit cautious. And it is sitting on a dangerous area of support. I mean, it could break down there quite strongly. It's the weakest it's been for. Let's have a look how far back. Oh, there we are. There's your answer. That disastrous time in 2014 that wiped a few brokerages out. That's what happened there. And so it's heading down for those kind of levels now. that is a level of support and resistance, but certainly it would worry me. It does worry me that that we're so close to a key area. The thing with a key area is you could say, oh, it's going to bounce, and or it's going to break out, and one of those are going to be 100% wrong. You know, when you're trading a very sensitive key area, that's what happens. But let's have a look. What is going on here is a strong divergence. So the market is saying this momentum that is coming down here is running out of steam, and that is why you're getting that divergence. So we have a divergence. I'm not convinced that divergence is enough to reverse this, but certainly it is setting up. Now, the other thing that you need to note here is that for a long time, the RSI hasn't been able to get to the overbought environment. So it's failed there, got there, failed there. So, but it's very easy to get to the oversold. So oversold a few times, oversold. So that also tells you, you know, there's a lot of sell momentum in here, and that's why I get nervous about wanting to buy this one. This is a dangerous trade, I would say. This is I think there's something going on here, because if you look at those spikes, there's definitely management going on there. It's just it's not you know, I can see these spikes. They're not good. I would stay away from this pair completely. I'd say there's a bit of danger involved, yeah. And it's also at a critical point. If it breaks through there, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way down here. I'll just put the arrow in just as a reminder of what we spoke about. But then again, it will battle. It will battle to go against the trend, because the trend is too strong. It will battle. So let's just see what happens. But thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah, there are a few things that are happening there. Yeah, I would say there's some manipulation. I mean, it's almost on an hourly basis. So what's happening here? This manipulation is done by computers. It's done by robots, but big ones, bank robots. And you can see how they are, as they're saying, oh, this is too far, push it back. Oh, this is too far, push it back. You know, just there's just a lot of manipulation going on there. Could be wrong, but that's what the charts tell me. Okay, any other currencies that you'd like to discuss? Thanks for that pair. I would say watch it with caution, because this is a time bomb happening, waiting to happen here. Let's have a look. No, that's wrong. That's not right. These are just the vibration rates. So it's 120 up, 180 down, 130, 140. So it's always, the down legs are always much bigger than the up legs, and that's why I'm a bit nervous. It is making a double bottom, but not convincingly. Okay. All right. So look, I think we've had a good look. It doesn't look like anybody wants to chat about any other currencies. I think we've noticed quite a few nice setups. I think there were 4 diverged RSI setups that really add to the confidence one can have about a reversal. If you have a support and resistance level and you have a divergence, then the reversal has so much more confirmation. Okay, from me, Alex Aploy, cheerio. Thanks for your attendance.